Hello friends, and welcome to first day of online VBA course for civil engineers. I would like to thank Easy Engineers, CE Intelsys and Myvi Traders for choosing me for conducting this training. And let's start with my introduction. My name is Jyoti Prasad, and you might have seen on the registration page who am I and what I'm doing. What is there not present in the registration form about my introduction is that I'm not a software engineer and I'm not a Microsoft certified trainer. I am a civil engineer, structural engineer like you. I go to office daily. I design pipe racks. I design foundations. I design pits, equipment foundations. I prepare reports. I take out MTOs of the structures. I prepare reports and all the stuff you guys are doing. The same thing I'm doing in the office. So welcome to this course, and I'm going to share my experience about how I work faster in my daily routine work and get the error less and get the appreciation from my colleagues and my managers. So first thing you might have got in your mind that why we need a programming. So I am here to show you something about the automation I have created, and you will be fully convinced about that yes, it is required to be there in our daily routine work to get our work faster and error free. So let's check what is there. Okay, so uh, mm, so this is one sheet I have prepared. My manager was asking me to prepare one report that will be presented to his management on weekly or monthly basis. That uh, he wanted me to prepare a report containing a plot plan of a plant. It will contain a dike wall or all the structures, pump, shelters, and the, you can see the pipe racks, text structures. Everything was drawn here, and he wanted me to uh, highlight these structures with the different colors depending on their status. That means if the structure is IFC, then it has to be highlighted in green. If the structure AFC, then green, IFC, then blue, IFR red, IDC yellow. Okay, and what he used to give me the status of the structure. These are the structure listed in column B, and the status of these columns structures are listed in column F. So he wanted me to color these shapes. So if I want to do it manually by checking each and every structure status, it will take 1 to 2 days, and he will not be that much happy if I give him the report that late. So what I did, I prepared a macro. Directly that macro reads what is the status of the structure, and it will select that shape and color it accordingly. So how it works, I just click here. By updating the structure, concrete structure here, total concrete, what is the status of the structure of I trouble loading this content, reload. Okay, no problem. So here what I used to do, I used to click this button, and the status will be automatically updated with the respective status of the structures. See, here blue means some of the structure has been wide. Okay, and then green means structure is AFC, brown means in the IFR stage. You all are from oil and gas industries, so you might be knowing the what are the status. AFC means approved for construction, IFC means issued for construction, IFR means issued for review, IDC means interdisciplinary check. Okay, like this. So it will get automatically updated. So he was very happy. I made my manager happy, and he made his management happy by showing this colorful report. The next example we'll see. Save. Okay, suppose I want to generate a pipe rack. Okay, so and I want to apply a piping load, so it will take around 3 days. But the I have created this utility. Okay, so this utility creates the pipe rack and then apply piping load on it within half an hour. Half an hour means just we have to plug the piping input what we are getting from upstream discipline. We have to plug in this format only. Actually, it has been decided between the piping and civil that they will provide us that means where I was working last in my company. So they used to provide me the input in this format only. So it would be easy for them, easy for me to transfer this input into the stat file. So what is there to be provided in this input? So pipe rack name, the number of transfers grids 7, number of transfer grids 2, then tiers are 6. The pipe rack will start from modeling uh, from the underside of basic as 108.8. This is the unit we have to set for stat, that is the length unit will be set to 4 means meter. These are the OpenSTAAD commands. Okay, so 4 is designated for meters, and the select unit for force is 5, that means 5 means kilonewton. Okay, we are all are going to learn the OpenSTAAD commands later on in this training session, so don't worry about it. So then these are the nomenclatures we have to provide for the grids, and these are the spacing starting from 0 to 28. It's a cumulative spacing. Okay, and the longitudinal grids are spaced at 10 meters from each other. Then tier elevations we can consider 112, 114, 116. So without wasting much time, we will create the geometry. First you have to open a blank stat file here. Okay, this is the blank, if you can see. Okay, then what I will do, after filling all the information, I will click on generate button. See, the pipe rack geometry has been created depending on our geometry information given. Then you can see there are no loading is applied on this. So go to this IDE and simply click apply loading. It's applying the loading start. So loading applied successfully. Please proceed for update. Proceed. So check whether loading has been applied or not. See, the loading is applied. The piping empty weight. Okay. Then piping operating weight, piping test weight, longitudinal pipe anchor, transverse load. Where it has been given in this sheet, you might be surprising to know. Okay, so this is the LC. Here we have defined the load cases, self weight and everything, and the numbers are mentioned here. Depending on these numbers and this description of the load cases, STAAD creates the loading cases and it takes input from this sheet. So in this way, the STAAD will be generated and you will be ready to apply the bracings wherever you want, apply the releases and start designing it. And one more thing I want to tell you, that the how this file has been created right now. Let me show you one interesting thing. See, for each and every loading line, the description is also provided with the comment. See the how intelligently this stat file is created, so that it will facilitate the checker to check on which tier, which type of loading and which type of line is resting on it, and what is the loading placed on that tier or that grid, you can say. In this way we can create a stat file. Next, what I have to show you, I'll tell you. Okay, we have seen pipe rack stat loading utility. Then okay, tower. Ah, this utility is also created by civil engineers like us only, not by a software engineer. What does this utility do? It creates a geometry of a telecom tower, which is very difficult to model manually. So it will create a geometry for 3-legged tower and 4-legged tower as well. So here I'm going to show you how the geometry is created for a 4-legged tower. So base width, here what are the dimensions are mentioned here, everything is mentioned here. So base width is mentioned, top width is mentioned, height, this everything is mentioned here. So first of all, open a STAAD. New file, create, and Simply, with this information given, I can create a geometry. It will say, see the model getting generated in start window. You will be happy to see that. See the model is getting generated. So, if you don't like the geometry, you want to make some changes regarding the base dimensions or height, you can simply go to this sheet and change your dimensions, discard that start file very easily without thinking any much, and you can create a new geometry within a minute. Okay, then one important thing I want to show you here. Yeah, then what I have to show you. Okay, water time. What it does, simply click on generate button. Okay. This is going to create a finite element model for water tanks. What are the types of water tank here? This is dome type, top and bottom dome type water tank. This is instant. This is mixed type. This is flat base type and flat top side. What I am going to show you here, we will create a geometry with the help of these input parameters. This is going to generate a instant geometry. Okay, this is called as form. We all are going to learn what is form, what are the text boxes, how to input these text boxes, and how to get these inputs in calculations. Everything we are going to learn in our subsequent lectures. So central line elevation of tie beam above ground. The height of water tank we have considered here as 15. So we have to provide tie beams at a certain level. So suppose we are providing first tie beam as 4 meter, then second it as 8 meter, and third one is at 12 meter. Okay, number of columns, suppose we need 6, and here isolated foundations, it has been created, selected here, and this is the raft foundation. If I consider raft foundation, then inside raft projection and outside raft projection I have to define what are these projections. It's not required to be discussed here. So what I will do, so I will select isolated foundation here, and I will click on generate. Okay, first I forgot to open the STAAD. I will open the STAAD. Then create a new file. See, this file is totally blank. Go here and click on generate button. So want to see. It's a very difficult geometry which can take 1 or 2 days to model this finite element model of a water tank. And if there is a mistake, or if there is a change, if there is a spacing change, then you have to redo it again. Yes, the 3D model. See, 3D model is generated automatically. Okay, so what I have to show you again here. No, don't want to save. Okay, close this window. Hmm. Add parameter. Just open STAAD. Can you tell me how much time it will take to define the design parameter for a STAAD geometry? Like this, thousands of nodes and thousands of members are there in this model. So it will take around 2 days to create the design parameters, correct? So what I will do, I will create the parameters, or I will generate a parameter with my style of working. What I will do, I need to assign the parameters for this section of the rack, and I'm simply open the utility which has been created by civil engineers, not the software engineers. Okay, here it is. Mm, yeah, the only thing you have to do is that here you have to create loading in, first the loading in self weight in y direction, then another load case you have to create 22 and 23. The load case you have to apply in x direction as well as z direction to run this utility to create generate STAAD parameters. So here I have mentioned everything wanted to be mentioned here. So first will be fy and fx will be 22 and 23. These are the load cases in the mutual directions of the rack. So we need a parameter in LZ, LY, UNL, DJ, DJ1, DJ2. So create parameters. Make sure that analysis analyze and correct load case numbers are mentioned in B10, B11 and B12. Here we have mentioned the load cases. Proceed. Oops, results were not available. So I might have not run this file. So let's analyze first. Done. Then run this utility again. Create parameter. Proceed. Done. Here you can see the estimated time was 1.19 minutes and actual time taken was 29 seconds to generate the parameters. So where are the parameters? Here. Here the parameters are there. You can simply copy these parameters and paste it in your STAAD. You can check these parameters by visually on the STAAD windows, and you can confirm yourself whether the parameters are correct or not and proceed for design. In this way we can make our life easy for analysis and design. So in this way we can automate our work and work faster with less number of errors, and we can achieve our targets before times. So let's start how to do it and how to start it. Let's jump onto the course directly and start learning. So first, what is the difference between macro-enabled Excel file and simple Excel file? Okay, so let's see. Where is it? Okay. Macro. If you see here, there are two files, book 1 and book 1 files. Both look same. First of all, the Windows will not allow us to have a same name of a file in a folder. but these look like same, but these are not same. One is macro enabled worksheet and another is normal worksheet. What is there in normal worksheet? You can see nothing is there. Okay, it's a plain worksheet. But what is there in book one, earlier one? There is one button is there. You might have seen the Excel sheet from your friends, from your colleagues, which contains such types of buttons or macro. He says macro enabled file. So this is the macro enabled file. So what is there in this macro? Just run. Oh, this is my first macro. Okay, I have created it for you only. So this is the macro enabled file. Okay. So in this way we can identify which is the macro free file and which is the macro enabled file. So same way we will create one macro enabled file for us. Then we will an Excel file. I will save this as in this folder itself. I will save day 1. I will save it as day 1. So this file is different than my normal Excel file. So we have saved this as a macro enabled file. Means we can create, generate, or we can write programming in this file and it can be saved successfully on our machine. Okay, so what I have seen, what we have seen in that first file, just we opened, just there was a button and there was a macro assigned to that button to show a message box showing this is my first program. Okay, so before jumping on to the programming, I just wanted to show something about programming. Okay, if you see this ribbon, see in this ribbon you can see the tab developer. Sometimes you will not be able to see this developer tab. What you will see, I'll tell you. This was unchecked on your PC, so you will not see that developer tab on the ribbon. So how to bring that developer tab? Because without the developer tab you will not be able to record or write any macro. Okay, so right click it, customize the ribbon and click on the developer tab. Okay, so developer tab will appear here. So here the developer tab, what you can see, everything related to VBA programming or macro programming, you will see all the controls in this developer tab only. Visual Basic, macros, record macros, everything we are going to see. These controls we can see on this developer tab. So begin with programming, you should start with, you should get the developer tab on our ribbon. So this is the Visual Basic window. This is the Visual Basic window. This is the, you can say, backstage performer of this Excel, you can say. Okay, you can see the sheet numbers over here, sheet 1, this workbook, everything is here. By clicking Visual Basic, that window can appear, and by clicking here you can program in this white canvas paper. Okay, and this is macro. If there are macro, previously macro, or if you get some file from your friend or colleague or seniors to work on that file, and if there are macros in this file, then those macros will appear here. You have to select one of the macro and then edit or run, click, and then macro will be run, and that will work for you, whatever that macro is designated to do the work. This is, what is this? Record macro. If you click on this, then it will start whatever I'm doing on this Excel file, it will record in the macro and save it on your PC. Why it is required? Because if you are doing a repetitive task of formatting or anything else, deleting a cell or deleting a row or deleting a column, there are many sheets. You are copying it from another Excel sheet and pasting here, and you want to do formatting. And the same formatting you have to apply. You want to apply on the different sheets. Then what you have to do? Record this macro button. Press this record button. And whatever doing with this sheet number 1, all the things will be recorded till you press this stop macro, stop recording, and then macros will be stopped. And then go to next sheet and apply the same macros to that sheet, the same setting or same whatever procedures you have followed for the previous sheet while recording that macro will be applied to the next sheet. We are going to see the example how to record macro and how to implement that macro in a few minutes. So let's record macro. Okay, so what I want to do, let's example of my manager first, where I have created one plot plan, and their various shapes have put, and depending on the status of the structure, the color is going to change. That we will create here. So first insert one shape. We'll take rectangle. Okay, what I want to do, I want to change the color of this rectangle with a click of a button. So first I will create one button. Okay, so go to developer tab. I told you everything about the programming or VBA you're going to get on developer tab. Go to the insert one tab. There you can see two options, form control and Activex control. I will tell you later on what is the form control and Activex control. Right now, if you are creating a button in this Excel sheet, then you have to select Activex control and select button, command button. Okay, select it. I will change its name. What I am doing, this command button, I don't want this command button to be displayed here. So right click here, go to property and look for the caption. Caption red. Here another thing is there, name. Name command button 1. Name is different thing. This name is used in execution of the programming, but this will be treated as a caption that you will be able to see here on the display. Okay, so red you will see. Another button I want to create. You can simply copy it with Control C, Control V button. Okay, then Control C. Again I want another button. So I want to change its name to green. No, yellow will give first. Okay, then property, and from red to green. So what I want to do, if I click this button, you see the design mode is enabled here. Okay, highlighted. That means I can click and do whatever I want to do with these buttons. Okay, these are not active right now. If I click on disable this design mode, it is not highlighted now. If I click it here, then it will execute the macros or programming what we are going to assign to these individual three buttons. So first we will assign macro. To assign macro or to go to the editor window, I have to enable this design mode. Then by clicking this red name button, the color of this box will be turned to red. By clicking yellow, this will turn to yellow. Green, it will turn green. So how we can do it? I don't know how to create a macro, or what is the syntax for converting the color of a box. I don't know. So how can I do? So what I will do, I will tell Excel itself, I will tell that you record whatever I'm doing on this page and then give that coding to me. Then I will use that coding for similar other buttons. Okay, how? Just start record macro. Okay, so it will start recording macro as macro 1. Then okay, now macro has been started. Now you have to do whatever you want with this box. Now select, this is the first step we are going to do. Go to home and fill this box with the color of red. Okay, this much macro I wanted. I want to select that box and I want to change the color. So the macro has done his work and he has recorded whatever procedures we have done right now. Go to developer and ask him to stop now. So whatever the procedure, we have selected the box and gone to the formatting window, formatting menu, and change the color from blue to red. So check what syntax it is using there. click on macros. So whatever recorded macros are there are going to be placed in the back end of this Excel. So how can we access those places? By clicking Visual Basics or clicking by macros. So I will click on macros. So this was the macro what we have just recorded right now. So macro 1 will go to edit. So what is there? We can see what he has done. So macro 1, active sheet, shape range, array, rectangle 1. He has selected. Okay, selected. And with this is the subroutine. This is the subroutine means this is the set of procedures stored under macro 1. Okay, sub means subroutine and end sub means subroutine ended. So active sheet shapes range. Range means how many rectangles or how many shapes are selected. So he has selected an array of rectangle 1 only. Dot select. This is the syntax. I didn't know the syntax. What is the syntax to select? Syntax to select the rectangle or any box. So I asked Excel to record himself and I got the help of Excel to get this coding. So in this way, Excel has recorded macro for me. He has selected first, it has selected first rectangle. Then with the selected shapes, what it has done, visible, true, then 4 color RBG 255000 and transparency 0. So what I will do, I will simply copy this, Control C. I will close this window. I will close this window also, and as I can see the design mode is enabled here. I will click this red button and I will assign. See, by double clicking it, automatically what is to be done after clicking this button is navigated to this program window. Okay, the private sub command button 1. The name of this command button was command button 1. By clicking, what you want to do? I want to do whatever the Excel has done right now for me. Just I have copied that recorded macro here. So by clicking this button, what I am going to do, this active sheet shapes range array rectangle one will be selected and red color will be applied to that rectangle. Correct? So I will save this. I think I have not saved it as a macro enabled workbook. Okay, to continue saving a macro free workbook, click S. No, I want to save it as a macro enabled workbook. So day 1 macro enabled workbook. Save. So we can record or save macro simply. So I will minimize this window and I will change this color first to show you how it's going to change. Okay, so this is green. But recently, just now, I have assigned one macro to this red button. Disable this design mode and click on this. What will happen? See, color has been changed. Simply, I have to do it for yellow, but I don't know the RBG code for yellow. So go here and get the RBG code for yellow. Okay, so what is the color for yellow? Let me see. Yellow, but I want to see the code. So more color and custom here. So RBG 230, 247, 9. What is 230, 247 and 9? So what I will do right now, I will go to developer tab, design mode will be enabled. I'll click red, I will copy this, I will close this, and same macro I will assign to the second button which we are going to use for yellow color. And what was the RBG for yellow color? 230, red, green, blue code 247, and this is 9. So simply get the color for green, then home. What is the color of green? Go here, not your custom, and select this one. So 9, 247, 43. 9, 247, 43. Already we have copied that macro, just paste it here and change RBG to 9 to 47 43. 9 to 47 and 43. Okay, save button. Then go to developer tab and disable the design mode. Click red, already it is red. Click yellow, it's turning yellow. Click green, it will green. See the magic? Not required now. So in this way, we have seen how to ask Excel to record what we are going to do on this sheet, and that recorded macro can be used further with a little modification for the things what we want to get it done from Excel. In this way, we can create a macro with the help of record macro. Now in this small topic, we have seen how to introduce the button in Excel from developer tab, from insert menu or Activex Control, and then by double clicking or by right clicking we can change its caption. Keeping the name as it is, we can change the caption, and then by double clicking while enabling design mode we can enter into the Vba editor and assign the macro, and this way we can create a macro. Okay, I want to show you some tips about the Vba editor window. We have seen we had recorded one macro here. From Visual Basic window, how can we enter or where that macro was saved? Here, individual sheet macros will be stored in sheet, where we have created 3 buttons in sheet 1. So for individual 3 buttons, the macros are saved here, button 1, 2 and 3. Okay, this sheet is related to sheet 1, but the macro created by Excel itself will be stored in module called module. These are the individual sheet macros and these are the modules. So you see, if you click here, the macro what we have recorded just few minutes before will be stored in the module 1. So see, we will go through the syntax quickly. What does it mean? I will just make it big. You can see these 4-5 lines are green. What does it mean? Okay, these are green means those lines will be not taken into consideration for programming. Similarly, what we get in our STAAD editor file with a star, we call it as comment. STAAD will not read those lines. In the same fashion, in VBA also we will get the facility of commenting those lines, which can be used for information about the programming, for what purpose this below line is written here, or whatever you can whatever you want to write, you can write with these green lines. From where it comes here, this will come by right clicking, edit button here. Okay, wherever you want to put just information, for information. Okay, unless and until you type one colon here, sorry, a comma here, inverted comma, it will not turn into comment. If you want to remove it from comment, simply go to edit, uncomment, comment it, uncomment it, comment it, same as our STAAD file. So these are the editor files. In these editor files, what we are interested in is that this window to get into the respective sheet or module, and then this window to create our programming. Okay, others are not required. This button is to run the programming what we are going to do. Correct. In this way, this much information is sufficient for our all civil engineers who are going to do the programming to make their work faster, automate their routine procedures. That much information is sufficient for you. You are not a software programmer. Okay, so I will close this again. And what is next for us? Activex Control and this one. So I was about to tell you what is this Activex Control, and suppose I want to create one button. Okay, so I have taken a button from Activex Control, form control. So form control, what it give me? form control, it automatically leads to macros. And just now we have seen that whatever macros automatically created by Excel will be saved in modules, not individual sheets. But we are not going to create macros in modules right now. So modular, uh, we are going to see where the modular macros are created, or where we are going to create it. We are going to see it later, and what are the uses of those macros we are going to see in our subsequent lectures. But right now, if I want to insert something in the sheet, I'm not going to select the button or any of the control from form control. Form control will be used inside the macros where we are going to create forms. Okay, the recent example we have seen about creating a water tank geometry, there you might have seen the forms. In that forms we are going to use this type of buttons. You can see there are n number of types of buttons are there. So form controls are different, Activex control are different. So from Activex control we have taken these three buttons, and simply we have double clicked those buttons and assigned the macros to change the color of these boxes, this box. Okay, so what kind of buttons we are going to get? This is the command button. Okay, this is the combo box. Combo box means this is the combo box. We have to enter a list in this combo box, and you will get the list. Then what else we have? Checkbox. Checkbox is there where you can check it or uncheck it. Then what we have next? Then yeah, list box. List it will look like a text box, but it's a list box. We have to list the items in this list box. Then we have text box. Simply we have to write it. Text box, what we have seen in our water tank modeling tool, the text will be inserted here and it will be taken as a input for further programming. And then we have this is not required, spin box. Okay, so this is the radio button. Okay, option 1, option 2, option 3. How we are going to use it, we are going to see in our subsequent lectures. Okay, then we have label. Simply we can write it here, label here. Then we have photos, images, everything. So these are the controls we are going to use in our program. Next, what we have, refer data from Excel to VBA. Okay, suppose I have a data in this cell too. So how I can pass this data in our VBA programming? Let's see. I will create one box. I will create one box here. Insert. First, I will create a button. Then I will click property, and I will set the caption to display the cell values. Which cell value? This cell value. So what I will do? Simply I will double click. Then it will lead me to the programming window, and it will tell me that after clicking a command button for what you want to do. I want to display a message. So what is the command for displaying a message box? First of all, what I will do, I will pass the value of that cell into a variable first. Okay, so from which cell I want to pass the value? This cell. So what is the row number of this cell? You can see 19 is the row number for this cell. And what is the column number? AB, second column number. So index of this column will be 19 by 2. 19 by 2. So this will be cell index. Okay, so 19th row, second column. So I will refer this value in a variable called a is equal to cells 19 by 2. Then I want to display this message. So the message box, see the syntax carefully, message box space double inverted commas, the cell value is space then double inverted comma close, and you know the and will function same as what we do in our Excel to connect two cell data together and make a one string. Okay, so this is the one string, the cell value is and what a is the variable. So save this macro and go here, disable the design mode, display the message, the cell value is 2. What if I want to refer a cell value from sheet 2? Okay, 12. What is the index of the sheet? 5, 2. Then what I will do, I will create another button here, and I will put the caption here, take value from another sheet. Okay, which sheet he is going to take the value? Sheet 2. So I will double click it, I will do the same thing here, but instead of cell I will give a reference for that sheet. So how to give the reference for that sheet? Sheets bracket double inverted comma sheet 1 double inverted comma close bracket close dot cell, and what was the index for that value you have seen? 5 and 2. Check once again whether it was 5 or 2. Sheet 2, 5 and 2. So sheets, sheet 1 cell, cells 5 and 2. So what was the value? Now we are going to click the button and we are going to get the value 12. Let's see whether our program is correct or not. Oh, 1 minute. 5, 2. Sheet 1, no, sheet 2. Sorry. Go here, click here. So the cell value is 12. And what if I want to refer a value from different workbook itself? So what I will do, insert another button, properties, caption I will change to take value from another workbook. So before that I have to create another workbook, correct? So what I will do, file, new, file, save, day one itself, and I will put name another. See, I have saved that file in the same folder. Okay, so in 2 suppose I have a number 20. This has to be open to refer the data from one sheet to another sheet. I will assign macro here. What I'll do, I will simply copy this line and paste it to the command button, click event. So before sheets we have to refer the workbook name. So workbooks bracket another dot. So what it will do, from the another name workbook, then sheet 1 and cell number 21. Let me check sheet number 21. Let's see what value we are going to get here. See the cell value 2. So in this way we can refer a value from same sheet, different sheet, and different workbook, different cell from the different workbook. We can call the value in our programming. Correct? In first example, we have seen one button was created and there was a welcome message was there displayed. You want me to do the programming for that also? Yes, I will do that also. And you are going to do it for your homework. You are going to prepare one Excel sheet, macro enabled worksheet, and create one button. And by clicking that button, you are going to get one message that this is my first macro, or whatever message you want to display, you can display. So how can it do? Can be done? Just, it is not necessary to change this caption. You can keep command button 7 as you wish, but I want to change it, so I will change it first macro. Then double click it, and what I want this command button to do, message box, msg box, not message, msg box space, this is my first macro, save, close, disable design mode, and click. This is my first macro. This is going to be homework for you, and you have to prepare one Excel file, Macroenabled Excel file. There you can have one button, and if it is clicked, then one message will be displayed, and you are going to change that Excel file. Okay. So next thing, there are some Excel inbuilt functions. That means pi, pi means pi r square wala pi. Okay. Then we have count a. Then we have abs, absolute of the number. Then we have round of the number. So these functions, inbuilt function we are using in Excel, can be used in programming as well. So how? I'll tell you. I will create button to display the value of pi. Okay. So developer, insert one button from Activex Control. I will name it as pi. Display pi value. Okay. Then what I will do, p is equal to, in Excel what we used to do, pi. Correct? But this is not going to work for us. Let's see. Message box, pi value is and p. Let's check whether it is going to work for us or not. Design work. Subfunction not defined. Okay. So how we can take the help of Excel to display the value or use the value of pi. This yellow means error has been created. Okay. So how to get out of this error? Just by clicking reset button. Okay. Now we are ready to continue the programming. So take the help of Excel worksheet functions. We have to write worksheet functions dot pi. Okay, it automatically prompt which worksheet function we are going to use. So it will take correctly the pi value and it stores in p, and it will display the message correctly. Now so let's see. So pi value is 3.14141. Okay. Now I want to get the absolute value of this pi. Okay. So I want absolute not a rounding up. I will round it up to the 3 digits. Okay. So how can I get help of this round function? So suppose pp is equal to round p value to 3 digits. pp. Purposefully I am not putting any worksheet function, and I want to check whether round command will work for Excel VBA or not. So let's see. Yes, it is working. Round command is working and it is available in VBA also. Earlier I was not able to get it, but new I think it is there. So round command is also there, but in this way we can access our worksheet functions. Okay, then ABS absolute, if this is minus, it will give minus, and if I want to make ABS, then what will happen? EPP is equal to ABS EPP. Let's check will it work or not. No, this is not working. Yes, so what we have to do, if we are using ABS command from Excel files, then we have to ask for the permission to Excel to use their function. Worksheet function dot ABS worksheet function worksheet function dot. Okay, Control S, then click. Object doesn't support debug. One minute. I will reset this. Worksheet function dot ABS. ABS is not there. Let me check once again. No. Reset. There is absolute command I forgot. I'll tell you later. Okay. Why it is not working? Okay, leave it. We'll do it afterwards for ABS. So what I will do now, I will use a count command. Okay, so from 1 2 3 4 5 6, I want to count the values in A button, A column. Okay, so I will create one button first. Okay, so property count A, count, double click, then as A is equal to worksheet function dot count A of AA. Whatever numbers are
you can say cells are containing the values or strings, whatever. So from a column, it is going to be placed in variable a, and then message box, number of entries in column a are okay. Let's see. Range, we have to define it as a range. Okay. Let me define this variable as let me check. Not working. Oh, silly mistake. Values are 5. Okay. In this way, you can use the Excel commands, and straight away we can use it in programming. So suppose there is an event of closing and opening the Excel workbook. When you open that Excel workbook, then message will be displayed, welcome message, and if when you close this workbook, you will display one message before closing it. How it can be done? So it can be done in a simple way. Here, go to the Visual Basic window. Already it is open here. Click on this workbook. Okay, and these are the declarations. You can say general workbook. What I want to do? Private sub workbook open. When it open, then I want to display a message box, welcome to Excel VBA course. Okay, now I will save this. When I open this workbook, this message will be displayed. Let's check. I will close this. And then day one was macroenabled workbook. I have to see. Okay. Enable content. See, welcome to Excel VBA course. And when I want to close this worksheet, the message will be displayed as thanks for using this worksheet. Okay, so I will click on developer tab and go to Visual Basic. Then same, I will click on this workbook, and right now I want a workbook event, but at the close event. You can select what, when you want to display or when you want to execute any code. So then before close, before close, then message box, thanks for using this workbook. Okay, save this, check, close it, and save it, and close this window. Thanks for using this workbook. So in this way we can assign macro, or we can program, and you can get what you want when we open the workbook and close the workbook. In this way we can end our first content here. So hope you have enjoyed this session, and I think you might have learned how to enter into VBA coding window, how to create a button, then how to write macro, and how to access the worksheet functions, then then what are the Activex control and what are the form controls, how to assign the macros, how to save macro enabled workbook, everything you have seen right now. So this is for the first day content, and we will meet next day for other content, and hope you have enjoyed it, and you are going to give me your homework as soon as possible. I want you all to do the homework of creating a macro enabled workbook with the command button created inside it, and you want to display a message whatever you want, and you have to send me back. This is for all, and thank you very much for attending this course, and we will see you in next class. Bye. Good day.